Hey, welcome to Hello High Five. One of the most valuable skills you can have is the ability to conduct and shoot a clean interview. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 incredibly helpful interview tips that you wish you would have learned a few years back. Let's jump in. Number 1, talk to me about. Back in college, I put together some news packages with my friend Samantha, and one night we were supposed to go interview some players of our school's hockey team. I ran the camera and she conducted the interviews. Well, the one thing I remember she kept including in every question she asked was, talk to me about, as an intro to anything and everything. Those 4 simple words, talk to me about, completely rocked the way I conduct interviews to this day. It's the easiest way I found to ask a truly open-ended question. Instead of asking, how's the event going today? Or even leading the interviewee with a, what are you hoping to accomplish with this event? You simply say, so talk to me about this event today. This allows them to tell you what they find worth talking about. It's so simple. By the way, I just looked up to see what Samantha's doing now, and she's currently the host of Sunday NFL Countdown on ESPN. I did not know that when I started writing this. So apparently this tip works. Give it a try. Talk to me about. Number 2, say your name and spell it. Have your interviewee say their name and title and also spell it before you start the interview. This is a nice way to break the ice a little as they may be nervous. Having a question they obviously know the answer to could help them start talking. This also gives you a chance to check audio levels without forcing them into useless small talk. Most importantly, this saves you from having to double check and send out an email to confirm how Jacqueline Snicklefritz spells her name. Number 3, cut off with a compliment. Having a long-winded interviewee is one of the hardest things to deal with. At one time or another, we all deal with a situation where a person just doesn't stop talking. Finding a tactful way to cut a person off can be extremely difficult. This is how I've started dealing with it. I'll put one finger in the air, pointer finger, the other one will offend them, but then I physically give them this little indication that I want them to pause. Then I'll confidently say, can I pause you for 1 second? Notice I'm asking them if I can pause them, which is much softer than telling them to stop. I'll then say something like, I love what you were saying about community. Could you maybe tell me a little bit more about the atmosphere here? It doesn't really matter what you ask after the compliment. You're just trying to stop them to let them know they're doing a good job and you're just so enjoying what they're saying and you want more, but just different. Or at least that's the vibe you should give. This is much easier to do if you're really actively listening to what they're saying, so you can verbally repeat their answer and then redirect. Number 4, shoot cutaways. Especially when I know I'll be using a lot of content from an interview, I'll take a little extra time to snag a few close-up shots of the person's hands as they talk. You'd have plenty to work with if you're interviewing me. If you only have one camera set up, this is all the more important. By doing this, you give yourself options on the back end when editing. There might be a section where you really have to do surgery on what they're saying and chop up the sentence to make it flow. This little cutaway to the hands might be a nice visual band-aid to help cover up some of those cuts. Number 5, manage your team. This last one is a little bit different, but I really do feel like it's something worth mentioning. If you have a team working on an interview, there needs to be a main point of contact who greets the interviewee, gets them settled, and directs them. Everyone else who is setting up cameras, tweaking lights, they need to be focused on their job. This might just be a pet peeve of mine, but in my opinion, if you hire me to run camera for an interview, I'm gonna run camera and try my hardest to be as invisible and non-distracting as possible. Many times you'll be interviewing someone who isn't a professional, and having a room with 4 other people who are staring at them that they don't know could be super intimidating. If I have 2 guys running a camera for me and someone else running audio, I'll be clear before the talent even arrives that they need to come to me if the interviewee needs to speak up or sit still. If an interviewee is hearing lots of different random instruction from different voices, they're gonna get distracted, lose their momentum, or simply just feel uncomfortable. I'll wrap up with this. Personally, my rule is that nobody on a crew should even make eye contact with the talent other than the interviewer when you're rolling. Look at the screen, look at the floor, whatever you need to do, but just don't look at the subject. It's much harder to open up and share a personal story with a group of people than it is just talking to a single person. How about you? Talk to me about some of the things that you like to do on an interview. See what I did there? It's funny because that was the first point. See, talked. All right. Until next time, I'm Adam Evermiller with Hello High Five.